Alright, what up YouTube? Abram SF here, bringing you the Dragon King Knife Hit Kingdoms update, the final one, 31 through 40. The dragon finally defeated. You get to see all of them, 31 through 40. Just the bosses after we get through them. But I wanted to show you, you have to get through 5 stages. 5 of these normal wood levels, and these are not the normal wood levels. These are some high difficulty wood levels that you have to get through. You have to get through 5 stages in order to finally get to the dragon every single time. So what you're seeing every time I go to the final boss, I've already had to go through 5 kind of difficult rounds in order to get there. So I might not exactly have too many continues to use in order to defeat these bosses. So cut me some slack when you get there. Good luck getting to these as well. Starting off with the first one, I took a little bit of time trying to figure out his pattern first. It looks like he does a little bit of a shaking thing, and then once you know he does that big spin, he'll do the slowing down a little bit. That's the best time to be throwing in some knives. Hopefully I'll start doing that. There we go, just like that. We start slowing down, you can throw in knives. This one's of course the first boss, not too hard, but then of course just the fact that this first boss is like fairly difficult goes to show just how hard defeating this boss in the end can finally be. Anyway, good luck, and I'll jump in when I feel like there is another boss. We've got to another one that's actually fairly difficult, and hopefully I can explain a little bit of a way to make some of these bosses that much easier to defeat if you're having a little bit of trouble defeating them. Alright, moving on to 32. Alright, here's challenge 35. Now don't let me defeating this fool you. It is really darn difficult to do it just like that. Throw them all in there. If you miss that first one, you will not get another chance to put it in a whole side just like that. Very lucky. Don't think that that one's easy. Just try to copy it like that. As soon as you get to it, you got to wait, the move, and then you're ready to throw a whole bunch in that last movement that goes through that whole one side. I just did it so quickly that we've already moved on to challenge 36. This one's also pretty darn hard. It moves a little bit more randomly, and there's also quite a bit of knives to put in. But if you can kind of get it like the other ones before, where it's kind of doing that slow movement, you're able to throw in a couple knives, definitely go for it like that. I'm being really, really cautious right now because I don't want to lose on this one. It was really hard. It was kind of slow in order to get to it. Some of those wood bosses before were really slow. I did not want to do those again. All right, let's see if we can move on to 37. here we are, boss 38. Now this is when you're actually going to want to really be thinking about knife spacing. Look how many knives you have to fit into this box, and look just how fast he moves some of the times. You need to be able to fit 4 knives between these little knives. You have to be able to fit 4 knives in these spaces on 3 of them, and then 3 in 1 of them. So definitely try to put knives as close to the edge as possible, just like that, so you can fit 2 more in between. As if you put them, space them, not the right way, you will be having a bad time. If you put 3 in each one and there's no space to put a 4th one into 3 of those slots, no way you're going to defeat this boss. So it's all about the setup. Make sure you leave yourself enough room to fit in that many knives into it. Same thing going in to number 39. All right, let's talk about spacing for this boss too. If you count the number of knives over there and you figure out how many spaces are, there's 5 spaces here, you have to fit 3 knives into 4 of the spaces and 2 knives into 1 of the spaces. So that only leaves 1 mess up, where if you put a knife right in the wrong space, can really mess up defeating this boss. It gives you plenty of time during these rotations, these slow rotations, to try to fit some knives in just the right way. So definitely take advantage of that. When it does those slow movements in a big circle, take advantage of that. I would only let it go around once, because sometimes it doesn't go around that many times. But right after that shaking, you can let it, be pretty confident that it'll move around at least a full rotation. You can throw some in. Definitely a good strategy. Once you get that down, you make sure you leave yourself enough room to throw some knives in, 3 knives into 4 of those spaces. Then you're good to go, and you defeated this boss. Good luck finally getting to this stage, because the 5 stages, the normal wood stages, getting up to it can really cause you to not have any continues. And then of course this boss is not very forgiving, especially with how tight you have to fit those knives into those 4 spaces. Once you get it down, then you've defeated the boss. And there we go, and we're moving on to one of the hardest bosses in the game, Dragon Boss. Just insane the amount of knives you have to fit in these spaces. Hopefully you didn't think that fitting 3 knives into the spaces at the Challenge 39 boss was very hard, because now you have to fit 3 knives into the spaces 3 times on this final boss, when he's moving just crazily weird ways back and forth, and then he does these insanely fast spins that stop fairly fast, not giving you too much time to throw these knives in. You have to fit 3 knives into 3 of these spaces. So once again, you got to be thinking about knife placement. There's a couple spaces that I did when I did this one that I ruined 3 of them. A good thing I still had 3 left in order to put them in. But anyway, good luck finishing up this boss. I'll see you at the end of the boss. It does take me quite a bit of time to defeat this boss. Let's kill this boss. Yes, the Dragon King, the dragon, defeated. And this is just an epically cool knife. Just love this knife so much. Anyway, that finishes off the Kingdoms update. You've seen Challenge 1 through Challenge 40, how to defeat all the bosses. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, thank you for watching. Peace.